Yeah, so let's start off by discussing the beginnings of your entrepreneurial journey. Something you discussed in the interview to Interloper Films, I think.
Yeah.
When and how did you get into programming and web development?
So I got into programming when I was in high school. I remember I had this class I took that was taught by this employee at Microsoft. He was a programmer, and he taught this class at this community center about programming. Mm-hmm. So we learned about programming in like Visual Basic, and that was my first exposure to building programs really. And then I didn't really do much with it in college, and as a senior at Yale, I worked. We were doing this experiment in my physics lab, and there was some automation. I remember we automated in this little programming platform called Igor, which you could use to automate various experiments. Mm-hmm. And that kind of got me back into it. And then at the same time was also working on my first startup, Kiko, which went through YCombinator in 2005, which was like an Ajax calendar mm-hmm. system. Like the very first, it was similar to Google Calendar. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really know much about programming, especially not web programming. And I just started hacking it together with a friend of mine. He was a much better programmer than I was, Emmett Shearer, who was a classmate of mine at Yale. Mm-hmm. And that's really how I got started. Just Emmett taught me a lot. Mm-hmm. I learned a lot by just Googling. Yeah.